How are you doing? I want to welcome you one more time to the Semaj MindSpa. You know, just like all spas, remove toxins and enhance vitality. But guess what? This is a mind spa, so we operate at the level of mind, the ultimate source of consciousness. Yes, there are always toxins to be removed and new insights to gain. And that's the plan. And we do this Monday through Friday from 10 o'clock for 10 minutes. Just enough to give you enough to, get sharp for the day. And please share this with your friends and associates. And the idea is to, can we just even help one other person today? Just go one step further, being a little better than we were yesterday. That's all we need to do. Can we be better today than we were yesterday? And we keep doing that, we'll go a long way. Now, I want to talk to you. My main topic this morning, which I started before, was the whole issue of pandemic fatigue. We are struggling with a global pandemic, but there are ways to stay alive and there are ways to cope. On Friday, we talked about step one, which really was about follow the science. Follow the science. I've made it clear, I've tried to explain as best as I can that what we're now experiencing is a behavioral disorder called vaccine resistance. And then we're going to talk even more about how we need to get past this, because we have to get past this. It's a case of humanity versus the coronavirus. And if we don't get it right, the virus wins. But in the meantime, while we're working at this, life has to go on. And the critical thing is that the pandemic fatigue has set in. So step one, we talked about last time, follow the science. Step two today, we're dealing with the issues around the critical element, the need to have a do nothing day. Have a do nothing day. But before we get to that, I'd like to start each time with just something topical, something interesting, beside the main topic. There are a lot of nearshoring opportunities for Jamaica. Hmm? And if you take a look at what is nearshoring versus outsourcing. Outsourcing is when you send your productive capacity anywhere, somewhere halfway around the world, because it is cheaper, labor is cheaper, resources can go a far way there, and you get more for your money. But guess what? The coronavirus has shown all the weaknesses of that plan, and we have not recovered those opportunities as yet. The world is still in a global slowdown as a result of what has happened to the outsourcing situation. The supply chain was too long, the lines have broken. Now, America, which is our largest trading partner, is having a serious problem with labor shortage because so many things have come to a halt. I see a lot of nearshoring opportunities for Jamaica. What is nearshoring? You get to do the work closer to home. The labor is closer. You can even bring the labor onshore. You are an hour or two away from the chain if you need to get anything corrected. What are some of the areas that the United States economy is desperately short of labor? Nurses and doctors. I've been saying this for years. If we don't make a deal with the United States, so we will train nurses and doctors for them. They pay for the training. We send them there. We will get remittance. We will get economic gains as a result. If we don't do that, we're going to lose all our best nurses and doctors, as we have been doing. In addition to nurses and doctors, tradesmen. You understand in America the kind of money that tradesmen make and the kind of shortage for tradesmen. Engineers are in short supply in America. Architects, IT specialists, finance specialists, telecom specialists. medical specialists. So you see the whole range. And the reality in Jamaica, the Jamaican and the Caribbean person in general who's most likely to migrate is the one that the country has spent the most money on their education. So, with all of these areas, nurses, doctors, IT specialists, finance specialists, telecom specialists, medical specialists, architects, and engineers, if we do not work out a deal where we will train people specifically for the US market, not to mention the tradesmen, all the tradesmen, drivers, all of those kind of individuals are in significantly short supply in the United States. Is the Jamaican government listening? Do they realize that they need to open these doors so that our high level of unemployment will actually provide a significant service with all the extra employment available in the US? Something to think about. Pandemic fatigue. Step 2, have a do nothing day. That's important. I really believe it's important for you to have a do nothing day. What is that? A day where you do absolutely nothing. And when you finish, you rest. You really have to do something to really gain back your strength. Some days are rough. It's taking its toll on us. Do you understand what happened? Every time you turn on the news, you hear about how many more people dead, how many more people infected. And you know, it is no longer statistical, it is personal. We're hearing the names of people we know well. So we need a day, at least one day per week, where you step back to regain control. For that one day, you are free to do whatever you want to do. You do something for yourself. You get up when you feel like, you eat what you feel like, you do what you feel like. Absolutely important. This is the centerpiece of self-care. And hopefully you understand that self-care is very important and self-care is not selfish. Set a time for yourself every day, no matter how long, no matter how short your day is, even 5 minutes at a time. But what I'm saying, you need one day when it's all for you. 7 days in the week, you can't take one for yourself? No, come on now. You must be able to do that. One for yourself. Self-care is not selfish. You can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty vessel. You keep going, 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 going. What do you mean people say? Anywhere it maga, it'll go pop. Don't make it pop on you. Don't make you pop. So the notion, a do nothing day, where you focus on your self-care, you focus on getting your energies back, because that is what is happening to us now. Missing. We're not getting things back. In the midst of this pandemic, any mini break, you can stretch it, make sure you're hydrated. Self-care is critical. Mental, physical care, all of these components, nutritional care, dietary care. Because listen, if you don't take care of you, don't take care of your body, where are you going to live? So you designate one day per week. You find a way for one day per week, and you call that your do nothing day. Do nothing. All you care about for that day is yourself. You replenish yourself, you recharge yourself, you re-energize yourself. And coming out of that, you take part of that with you through the rest of the week following that. Where any chance, you take a couple of minutes. You take a little time for yourself and so on. But I can't keep overemphasizing that it is important for you to have a do nothing day. Because without it, it burns out. You keep going. The stresses, the bad news, the information overload, the tensions, the fatigue that you have to deal with. You need to talk. Time and space for yourself. Absolutely important. Because without it, it it gets worse, and replenishment is not taking place. So, the two thoughts I'm leaving you with today, look, you look at one, how will you get your do nothing day to replenish yourself? And two, what are the opportunities that are in the US marketplace that you personally could satisfy? There are many companies that actually will hire you and you can work right from home, because now working from home is where it's all around the world. So anyone who can work anywhere from anywhere, gone clear. Other than that, are you prepared to move into an economy that is ahead? My prediction is that Jamaica is going to take 2 to 4 years to recover from this pandemic. The United States is already in recovery mode, but they're having a serious labor shortage. So that either we fill it by creating surplus, or we will fill it by depleting the Jamaica labor force. It is up to our government to make a decision as to what it will be. But you need to save yourself. So we give thanks. Thank you for sharing with me on this Mind Spa. Until we meet again, you stay strong. Let's try to become one step better than you were yesterday.